Feisty exchanges here at Wembley Arena. Let's get some analysis now from two MPs, one MEP and one MP, who were watching the debate tonight. With me is Lisa Nandy, Labour MP and a Remain campaigner, and Diane James, the UKIP MEP. It's great to have you both with us. Thank you. Lisa, if I could start with you. It was a rambunctious affair, wasn't it? It was quite feisty, quite testy at times, and actually quite angry.
Well, it was quite sparky and lively, but what I think you saw from the Remain side tonight was real passion about making the strong patriotic case to stay in the European Union, to help us get businesses to invest and to create jobs and to protect our rights at work and to give us global influence on things like climate change and air pollution that we can't tackle alone. And as Francis O'Grady said, there is nothing patriotic about putting jobs at risk. And as the debate went on, I think what we saw is that the Vote Leave side really don't have a plan B for how they would protect those jobs and deal with the pressures of immigration and make this country stronger and safer if we vote to leave on Thursday.
OK, Diane James, is that how you saw it? No plan B?
Well, there is a plan B, and the plan B is plan hope, plan positive, not project fear, and not, as with the Remain camp, of just saying, let's accept the European Union, warts and all, failed at virtually every aspect, and yet that's exactly what the Remain camp would like us to accept and vote to, from their point of view, vote to stay in, which is completely contrary to my perception and my view.
One interesting point that came out of the debate was whether or not the Leave campaign would be able to guarantee that immigration would come down if the UK left the European Union. Can you make that guarantee?
If control of immigration is completely and utterly returned to Her Majesty's government, then it's down to the government of the day to instigate and introduce those controls. If you compare what Australia's done, just to give you an example, their migration into that country last year, last figures I've looked at, 189,000 people. 67% of those people were skilled professionals. Further 17% were tradespeople, offering the key skills that they wanted. There's a country that's saying, we've gone to our industry, we've gone to our manufacturing, we've gone to all of our employers, we've identified what this country needs, we've done it in a completely open and transparent manner, and we're able to then set a target which the population can buy in.
So forgive me then, in that case, a future government outside of the European Union in this country could decide to have more immigration than we have now. No question about that.
It could, but would it want to do that, given the huge pressure on infrastructure? The whole point is still, and the government's admitted this, you have got to at least begin to catch up before you can do.
Let me just bring this in. I mean, the fact is, while we're in the European Union, we have no control.
Well, it's not true that we have no control. We're not in the Schengen area, so we've been able to stop people coming in who we believe would be a risk to the UK from the EU over the years. But the truth is, what you've just heard is more disarray from the Vote Leave side. On the panel tonight, on the platform in Wembley Arena, we heard people saying, well, actually it means that we could bring in more immigrants from outside. You've heard Diane saying we need less. And actually Sadiq Khan and Francis O'Grady were absolutely right to call out the Leave side for trying to blame all of the pressures on public services that have been caused by the cuts that this government has made, starving our NHS of investment and failing to invest in things like housing, which also create jobs. These are problems that have been created here in Britain, and we shouldn't try and con the British public that these are problems created by the EU. The truth is,
very clear point. You're completely incorrect with one
immigrants
point.
Contribute more to the UK in taxes than they take out there.
No, they don't.
That is a fact.
No, they don't.
That is a fact.
The UCL study makes the point, contribute 20 billion, hidden in the annex, a cost of 95 billion, even challenged by Civitas, which is a Labour-supporting think tank.
Scaremongering and project
Can we just correct one
from a group of people who are trying to blame immigrants from our
every single EU passport holder of every single member state, regardless of Schengen, is entitled to move to the United Kingdom. Now, they don't all take up that role, but to state that it's purely the Schengen arrangement that's stopping the remaining, millions of people in Europe not coming to the United Kingdom absolute nutter
But what
nonsense.
Diane and her colleagues don't want you to know, and somebody said in the debate tonight that she should hang her head in shame for those comments, is that immigrants put more into the UK economy than they take out. And actually, the knock-on impacts on our economy of coming out of the European Union would be catastrophic, because we have huge companies like Nissan that invest here because we're a gateway to the European Union. Your people's jobs actually depend on this decision.
Very briefly, that breaking point poster, you suggested tonight that Nigel Farage has apologised for that. Is that the case?
I understand that is the case. I understand that is the case. I will repeat that. I will also repeat the point that that poster portrayed exactly the same images that the media, and I've even been sent a copy of The Guardian photograph of a few months ago, exactly the same situation. You know, we've got a real problem with the Remain camp. They need a reality check here. They need to wake up to the issues that Mrs Merkel's siren call to migrants has created, and the fact that the EU is now effectively supporting a 16 billion people smuggling.
The issues facing people in this country are about jobs and wages and working conditions and public services.
Lisa Nandy, Diane James, thank you so much for continuing the debate this evening. Thank you very much.
Big Man Tyrone here. Make sure to subscribe to the wicked awesome Robin Hood UKIP YouTube website. He exposes the leftist crops on the British brainwashing corporation. Nice.